Mr. Keshav Rao, the concern also is that there is no clear, unambiguous message coming through from the centre. You're coming out supporting this very strongly, but we haven't heard any support yet from the Home Minister. That's where the support needs to come from. Why is the government not coming out and telling us whether or not this offer is being taken seriously and whether they'll accept Kishanji's offer?
Well, these are very sensitive issues. You must know that, because the moment you write a letter, there is some kind of a problem. Now, let us understand 4 issues that you have raised. Very wide. Number 1, is it right time? I tell you, any time is a right time as long as it brings peace and puts an end to violence. And this could be used to do that. Number 2, is Mamata the right person? Has she a vested interest because she comes from the same district? I tell you, it is a confidence building exercise. If those people think that Mamata ji can mediate, there is nothing like mediation in such a phase. And as Basu himself said, it is not the center itself. It is not center versus Maoists or center versus Naxals. It is the state also has to be involved. These talks are comprehensive talks where you sit down and the milieu is known to the state and the forces are in the hands of the state. The stakes are with the people of the local areas and the development is in the hands of the local people. So this is the 3 people who have to do it. So who can do this best to mediate or moderate or sit and bring the parties together? If one party who has been there, so Mamata is the right choice if they feel. Fourth is you must understand, let my military general understand this, because he is the person who knows, he has an experience. But let me tell him, for 40 years we have been, this issue has been hanging fire. We have been confronting this. In spite of all our good intentions, all our strategies, we have failed to put it down. So what we need to do is talk to them, tell them their agenda is my agenda. The poor agenda is this UPS government's agenda. And this message should go to the people in those remote areas so that
is to establish their supremacy through armed rebellion. That's their agenda. That's a fact which cannot be forsaken, which cannot be ignored. That's the fact.
Rahul, I think no, I understand, Rahul. I understand because you have read their literature. I think I have also read greater literature of this. They might be thinking of anything, but their ultimate, we can really confront them when we tell them all the strategy. You are talking about strategy, you are talking about the tactics, but the end is the welfare of the people. So what they're doing is wrong. I can prove wrong when I come to talk.
So do you believe there's a need at this time, Mr. Rao? One of the demands is to order a judicial inquiry into Azad's killing. Do you believe that should be done? Will you support that demand? Mamata Banerjee wants it. Do you want it as well?
No. Look here. That is entirely a different issue. I don't give much of importance. But one thing, as far as I am concerned, because I am on record, whoever dies, we express our sadness. And it is a sad thing to hear a person dying. That much I know. Whether it was rightfully done, whether it was a right encounter or not, it is for the government and those people to decide. But today, the greater issue, the critical issue is about the talks. I am so happy that at the national level, something had come. And if they think that Mamata should play the role,
General Mehta wants to respond to you before I end this debate. General Mehta, very quickly.
Just 2 things. One is that 40 years you are talking about, the Naxal violence in West Bengal was put down by the army in 1969-1970, and it was put down conclusively. It's only later on that respective states or individual states have not taken action in these tribal areas to develop the region. The second point is that the track record of the Maoists is nowhere near satisfaction, because the Maoist leader, Mr. Ganapati, is known to have told 2 different people, Jan Mridal and Mr. Ramanna, that look, negotiations is only a tactical ploy to buy time. They have said this not once. Other Maoist leaders have also said it. So if that is the strategy of the Maoists to buy time, and they have put these conditions, remove the terrorist tag, release our leaders from jail, you meet these conditions, you allow a 6-month ceasefire, and all the little achievements that you've made, applying too little too late, in this counterinsurgency, you would have lost everything.
That's a very important point you're making. The timing is suspect. The government needs to tread with caution. It makes sense to talk, but you should talk from a position of strength. I'd let that be the last word. Mr. Keshav Rao, Nilotpal Basu, Kakoli Ghosh, Dastidar Swami, Agnivesh, and Professor Sujato Badru and General Mehta, thank you very much for joining us on the Center Stage Face Off tonight.